What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video by yours truly. We are entering a pretty sticky situation for a Kuro developer, which I've been a big fan of them. Everything they've been doing so far has shown me that they're a great development team that wants to make a good product for their consumer, and they're doing everything in their power to deliver that product, and they're trying to be as fair as they can in many situations. The free 5-star selector, the plethora of launch incentive rewards, the constant communication to their community, the optimizations that they've been rolling out like patch after patch after patch. I think they've been doing a tremendous job. I just want to go ahead and get that out the way. So now I'm about to go into corporate smack though and be objective on this current situation, because it is pretty damn serious. The thing is, it's quite a bit of nuance to it, because on one end of the spectrum, it's really a nothing burger. But on the other end of the spectrum, to the contrary, it's quite severe with regards to legalities, and also a consumer buying a product and expecting that product to function based off of its description, but the description is a mistranslation. There's a lot of ugly things to get into here, but let me explain a little bit of context before we dive into it. So the other day, there was a guy who put up a Reddit post, which I ended up not making a video about, because I don't just take Reddit posts at face value. I like to see a little bit more concrete proof and verify it before, you know, getting on the internet and saying, oh, this is true because a Redditor put it on the post and it got a bunch of upvotes. Anyways, this guy said, due to a serious translation error, Jian Sig weapon in Japanese is written as each time an intro skill or resonance skill, instead of each time an intro skill or resonance liberation. That is a massive difference. Kuro is now facing a flame after fixing it and giving out one role as compensation of this blunder. Some JP players are planning to report Kuro to the Consumer Affairs Agency Department. Things can get real ugly for Kuro Games with this. And the reason they can get real ugly is because, I'm going to verify that in a bit, by the way, is because, as I told y'all, I think the gacha genre, this is emphasized on, most importantly, a genre where you are spending money on products because the products are going to give you a value based off of their description. This genre is the genre where the person that is overseeing that localization of that area needs to be extremely meticulous, literally because of this particular situation, right? If I buy a product from you because the description says it's going to give me big biceps, and then I buy the product and you say, oh, wait, no, that was the wrong description. It's going to give you a small penis. Well, we've got a serious issue on our hands here. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what happened here. And I want to go into the game because, again, I did not take that at face value, but then I went into my game. We'll come back to that in a bit. Let's go ahead and click on the mail here. Today, this update addresses the translation error in the description of the 5-star weapon Verdant Summit under certain languages settings. Please check your compensation for the issue. We appreciate your support for the Wedding Waves and your understanding. So this here literally confirms that post. That means that shit was true, right? There was a localization error in the Verdant Summit description in Japan. So their compensation was 160 astrite. Now our description over here in English, as far as I'm concerned, it's been the same since day one. So we just got a free 99, 160 astrite for a blunder in a different region. But for Japan, if they're only getting 160 as a compensation and then they're keeping things the same, no, that is not okay. That is not okay, because again, there are people now who have this product and it doesn't work the way they thought it was going to work due to your mistranslation, due to your blunder. They've spent money on that product now, maybe $100. So, you know, the good thing about this game is it's guaranteed weapon banner. So they probably spent about, I don't know, $50, $100. It doesn't matter though. The problem is they now have a product that doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. And let me explain this to you guys. This man, Calcharo, is probably the biggest reason why people are in an uproar. This weapon, if it's at resonant scale, which is what the translation was in Japan, he can activate the 48% heavy attack damage bonus at will, because he cast his resonant skill 3 times. 1, 2, boom, it's already activated, right? And then you can cast it again, probably for increased uptime. But that is a massive game changer for Calcharo to activate that heavy attack damage bonus. Now, the crazier thing about this, the nothing burger about this, is Calcharo doesn't really benefit from heavy attack damage bonus that much, because his Forte circuit, when he enters his ultimate state, he gains access to a heavy attack called Death Messenger, which is a 500% at level 2 Forte circuit, multiplier for this heavy attack. Now that's fucking insane. Get this. This Death Messenger is considered as resonance liberation damage. It's not considered as heavy attack damage. So that 48% does not make this heavy attack Death Messenger stronger. It does nothing to it at all. That's why I say it's a nothing burger. The one thing that is affecting Calcharo's kit in terms of a heavy attack, the one thing that's taken an L is the enhanced heavy attack outside of his ultimate, which is called Mercy. When you have 3 cruelty stacks, you get access to what it's called Mercy. It pretty much does the same thing that he does inside of his ult, just outside of his ult. And the multiplier is much lower. It's 8 times 2 at the same thing plus 42%. So it's a 200% multiplier as opposed to the 500% multiplier. Now that's definitely some value down the drain, but let's be real here. I guarantee you a lot of these people were thinking Death Messenger, the 500% multiplier, was going to be the one getting that 48% heavy attack damage bonus. So now I have Calcharo's weapon. I'm actually a perfect example. I have Calcharo's weapon, or I'm sorry, Ji-Yon's weapon on Calcharo. I actually am a perfect representation of this situation. Here's the thing. I'm free to play, by the way. And this weapon I obtained, let's wait, hold on. We're getting off topic here. I obtained as my first weapon pull in the game for completely free. All right. So I just clear the air there real quick. I did go and test it out. And here's the thing, you can get half of the bonus with the intro skill of Calcharo, but the other half, apparently me casting Calcharo's ult doesn't count as me casting Calcharo's ult. So it says every time an intro skill or resonance liberation is cast, increase heavy attack. When Calcharo casts his ult, he doesn't get the buff. Even though I'm casting his ult, I guess what they're trying to, the game doesn't like register Calcharo casting his ult as casting an ult. So apparently, they're not getting their additional 24% heavy attack damage bonus. Again, with all the context I provided, this is a nothing burger, but in the realms of the gacha business model and people buying a product and expecting that product to function as intended, as described, but it's described incorrectly, that is a big no-no. Now, the next question that comes to my mind is how do we rectify this situation? By the way, I know there's the fucking people who have to see proof. We'll go and show the proof too. But before we do, how do we rectify this situation? Honestly, it's really no positive outcome for Kuro Games. The best way, the best damage control that they could do is just make it to where the weapon still functions for Calcharo when he pops his ult. That way he still gets the full buff. I think that's the best damage control situation because they don't have to lose any money. The people who are pissed off about this still get to use their Calcharo and maximize that buff. Now, the problem is he doesn't get to activate it as easy, but at least he still gets benefit to the entirety of the weapon's benefits. That's one way of doing it. The other 2 ways are they're not pretty, right? Because the other 2 ways are you have to refund the entire Japanese region, just Verdant Summit. And now who knows how much money that's going to be going down the drain for Kuro Games. The reason you have to refund the whole goddamn area is because there's no way to tell apart the victims from the people who are going to buy the weapon regardless. There's literally no way for them to know this. So they have to refund the whole region. The other way is that they make this one weapon just incredibly broken and they make it to where it says he can get the buff whether you cast intro skill, resonance skill, or resonance liberation, then he'll get a heavy attack damage bonus. Now it'll just be that one weapon that just remains broken, but this saves them a ton of money. Everybody is happy now because the weapon now has an additional proc of getting the heavy attack damage bonus, which means you can do resonance skill, resonance liberation, or fucking intro. And now everybody's happy with the weapon that they have because it's now even better, more conditions to fulfill the buff. I think those are the only ways to go about it, because if you take the weapon off everyone's accounts, then and give them their money back, well, now the people who want to get the weapon have to deal with a whole new set of RNG. You see what I mean? I personally think the first option is best. Just give it as a one-off and say Calcharo's the one exception to this weapon because there are people who bought it for Calcharo. I think that's the best way to go about it. Anyways, you guys let me know down below. Now I'm going to go and prove to you that this weapon doesn't work for Calcharo as things stand right now. All right, let's go and fight this guy real quick. I'm going to explain to you guys how the buff looks, by the way. Let's go ahead and counter here. We got to get our intro skill up real quick. And then once we get that up, we'll be able to show you. Okay, it's up. So I want you guys to pay attention to the aura that's going to be surrounding Calcharo, okay? He's coming in. This is the intro skill. Boom. You see that gold aura surrounding me? That's the heavy attack damage bonus aura from the weapon. Okay, that gold aura, that's what it is. The other aura is my my resonance liberation damage bonus given to me thanks to my my girl Jian Shen. Okay, now watch when I pop ult. Popping ult. Look, no aura is on him at all. But when he pops his ult, he doesn't get access to the heavy attack damage bonus. Although the thing says when he casts Jion's signature weapon, when you cast damn, I can't speak. When you cast the resonance liberation, I can't fucking multitask. That's why. When you cast resonance liberation, you're supposed to get a heavy attack damage bonus. Calcharo doesn't get it when he casts his resonance liberation. So let me get the fuck out of here real quick because this guy's he's dick riding big time. Actually, we'll just go ahead and kill him. You don't get that buff. So now people who have Calcharo who are expecting to get that buff, they are not getting that buff, which is a big, you know, obviously big issue. Let's get this guy out of here. Let's see if we get something good here. Ultimately, again, I think the best situation here is to just make it so that when Calcharo casts his ult, he does get the buff. I think that would be really nice here. Fuck you, game. And that would make a lot of people who are Calcharo mains with that Jion signature weapon happy, a lot happier than just having 160 Astrite. That's going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and happiness. I'll catch you on the flip side.